Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Mass Effect 2. I'm the Mysterious JG. We're starting in now on the last stretch of Mass Effect 2 videos. Probably not the last play session for me because what we're about to start takes a little while. But see, Liara, you'd think she'd have this awesome view from her office, but like crap, she's got all this NASDAQ, like fake NASDAQ crap that actually stops her from being able to see the beautiful skyline of the city. Anyway, I brought Legion with me just in case she says something in response to Legion's presence, but I doubt she does. I went and talked off camera, checked with Rex over on Tuchanka to see if he acknowledges the fact that you won the game. He doesn't. So there's really not a whole lot to be done here. I can't even remember if we went and talked to Colonel What's-His-Face, Captain, Commander, now the head diplomat dude for Earth, to see if he says anything about the fact you took down the collectors. I don't remember if we did that or not. If he said something, it surely wasn't all that exciting. But yeah, there's a little blue thing of framing Liara, which almost looks like it's a racing stripe on her outfit. And what we're actually going to do now is begin the Lair of the Shadow Broker DLC. Like I said, I probably won't finish that. I don't have a ton of time, so you know, it doesn't make much difference to you. But for me, this play session, I probably will break partway through and then come back and wrap the whole DLC up later. Because this is a fairly long DLC. That's not really a problem for me, because you know, you paid extra money, so you should get some game hours out of it. But it has made me think about, this is probably the most fun or, you know, potentially interesting of the DLCs so far. It certainly has a big enough plot impact that if you play Mass Effect 3 but you didn't do this DLC, they don't act like it didn't happen, which is what tends to happen with the other DLCs. You know, you didn't do the Firewalker DLC, so no mention of it's ever made. If you didn't do Bring Down the Sky in Mass Effect 1, it doesn't do anything in Mass Effect 2. And in Mass Effect 3, you have like a cameo by a character from Bring Down the Sky that only happens if you played Bring Down the Sky, but really doesn't make any difference at all. The whatever it was called, station, where you stick it to this one jerk Turian and you win a retirement house that some dude, you know, none of that ever matters at any point in any of the future games. But this DLC, the Lair of the Shadow Broker, is actually, even if you didn't do it in Mass Effect 3, it is the story. It treats it as though Liara went and took care of this without Shepard's help, because basically they're finally writing DLC where it's like clearly they had all this in mind. This wasn't something they came up with after the game was out. I sort of doubt it anyway. The story and concepts behind it, this was designed intentionally outright to make you pay extra money for game content. So I do have mixed feelings on that. I mean, there was a game, I'm just rambling now, but there was a game called, like, sort of a... I don't play very many of them at all. I do enjoy seeing LPs of them, but it was one of those kind of freeware online games that somebody just designed, and it's called DLC Quest, and I watched Kakoskia do an LP of it. It's pretty one note, because they're just... It's like an old school NES type side scroller, but you're buying DLC content as part of the game, and it's not really, because you're using in-game money to do it. But they treat it like you know, you're getting DLC, and the game, you can't actually win without the DLC, and it's just kind of a one-note mocking of it. And I've heard some people go off some pretty fiery rants about DLC and what a rip-off it is, but I mean, I'm a sucker for it, and any game I buy, I tend to buy all the DLC for it. A, because, you know, I spend most of my disposable, you know, disposable income, the money that I just spend just to keep myself entertained. A big chunk of it goes into games anyway. So, but B, yeah, if it's a game that you really like, then you want to kind of extend it and get as much out of it as you can. So I don't really have a problem with it. I will be very critical of the DLCs, though. I'll kind of judge them like, you know, I really hated that Firewalker DLC, for example, because it really just seemed like they half-assed it. And this has a lot more going on for it, but also it's clear that this was not tacked on later on, that this was always meant to be part of the game, but they're just making you pay extra for it. So it is what it is, folks. And you have to remember, this is an EA game, and as Zerfall, that's just recently watching one of his Commodore 64, and Trevimus Prime of all people said something that sent Zerfall down the road of talking about. And Zerfall, you know, he's so nice, and it's that kind of, it's a cliche thing we think about Canadians, and they're always so polite. But no, he's just kind of very politely talking about how back in the day in C64, one person could design a game, and you didn't have a huge team of people, and you didn't get this group think, and you didn't have everything getting watered down. And he sort of, I guess he didn't really go there. He was more talking about how now it's so expensive to make games that you know, you have a game designer comes in, and they're not running the company. The company's being run by people who are just out to make money. And it's just like, I think he was talking about how many great games EA did for the C64. And it's like, yeah, EA, kind of a different company now, although it's not like they weren't trying to make money back in the day. But before I go off into a huge tangent about how it's unusual for a game like Mass Effect to even make it, because Mass Effect really, they kind of did a lot to make it appeal to first-person shooter fans, but it really, you know, it's kind of like, if it isn't sports and it isn't Call of Duty, we're not going to make it because it won't make any money. And that's not true, of course, because there are other genre games that come out. But yeah, it's I'm going to get off into a whole tangent about where gaming is versus where it was, and instead of doing that, let's go off on a quest to find and destroy the Shadow Broker.
Shepard, it's good to see you again.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Bet it is.
What can I do for you?
How are you? See, I don't think she's even noticing.
How's your own work going?
Play around
I'm
with
still
the
waiting.
dialogue and see
Still
if
hunting. The
Still
Shadow Broker
hunting.
can't
Anytime
hide
they try to
forever.
make her tough, it
Even
just
with
doesn't work for
Nyxera's
me.
dead, it could be years before I track the Shadow Broker down. But someday he'll slip up, and I'll be there.
I'll talk to you later, Liara.
Shepard,
I'm really not
it's
interested.
good to see you again.
I was hoping you would notice my
So,
pet Gav.
What can I do for you?
I brought Garrus. Thought maybe you guys could talk.
I know you're looking for the Shadow Broker. Cerberus gave me data on where to find him. Interested?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I had no idea.
Wow, we just switched over.
Let me
There's like
see
a
what
little,
you've got.
there's this little half fraction of a second of black there, which indicated that we just jumped to a whole new thing.
It looks like a leaked transmission between Shadow Broker operatives. Some hints
Actually, it
as
looked like
to
a
the
Solarian.
location, and it's about Farron. He's still alive.
What do you know about Farron?
Your friend? The one who helped recover my body from the Shadow Broker?
Isn't he in part like the tie-in novels or the comic
Sacrificed
books or some
himself
crap?
to save me. I'd never
Probably
found
like
anything
he's all over
suggesting
the
he
Mass
was
Effect
alive.
wiki.
After 2 years, I hadn't even dreamed.
Don't get your hopes up.
Sounds like you and Farron were close.
It's funny. He betrayed me more than once. He was double dealing for Cerberus, for the Shadow Broker.
But he really
in
made
the
my
end,
tentacles
he
erect. You know what I'm
sacrificed
saying?
himself for me. I owe him.
Any friend of yours is a friend of mine. What's the next
Friend
step?
in need is a friend in need.
I don't know. I need to prepare to
Or as
think.
Bobby the Brain Heenan used to say,
I'm going
friend in
home.
need is a pet.
Use my terminal if you need any local intel.
You okay?
I'm gonna go have a good
spent
cry.
2 years plotting revenge. Now I have the chance to make it a rescue.
Let me help. I'll come
What
by
the
your
hell is it?
apartment.
What are we looking at here?
Hopefully I'll have a plan by then. Thank you, Shepard.
You know, in close-up, sorry, look even more fake and weird. What the fuck's going on? Just walk through the door! I had this, like, blue weirdness field, and... Is my Xbox breaking down? There is no further intel available. It'll be dark soon. Use my terminal if you want, but, it will avail you nothing, Shepard. And there's the little, data pad she was looking at with a little picture of Dudiac Man on it. Alright, so she doesn't give a shit about you, Legion. Frankly, I don't see why I should either. So, I'm thinking... I'm thinking we'll go, replace... You know, we'll have Garrus and, have Garrus and Tali be our party. And that way it will have like a little old school Mass Effect. Oh, you know what? That's crazy. She doesn't... It doesn't make a difference as far as interactions go. She's not going to talk to Garrus like their old buddy. Or maybe she will. But, Garrus and Tali are both in Mass Effect 3. Garrus and Tali are the only characters who are playable in all 3 games. Well, not playable, but I mean they're squad mates. You know what I'm saying. So, when I think about it, they're the last people that I should be using because they're... I should be using people that I'll never get to use again. And to that end, as much as I'm gonna miss Miranda's little like pinup girl outfit that she fights in, and as much as I might miss, you know, Jack, crazy tattoo lady, the characters that I really am gonna miss getting to play with are Legion because we barely got to use them, and as much as I'll miss kleptomaniac Japanese girl, I want to go ahead and use Zaid because he's fine and impartial. So let's get Zaid fine and impartial. Samara I kind of missed too. I love Morden as a character, but he's awful in combat. Grunt's pretty sweet. But maybe I'll just use everybody starting at the left and moving towards the right before the DLC's over. Now, I kind of don't know what it is that she wants us to do. First of all, okay, everybody's got... Like, she said she was gonna go take a nap or something. I don't know. I don't know where we're supposed to go find her, so, like, if it lets me leave the system, or if it lets me just fly off on the Normandy and that doesn't trigger something, then I'll know I screwed up and I shouldn't have left. She told us to look at her little terminal, and there's nothing on it. So, what the hell am I supposed to be doing at this point? I'm thinking that I wasn't supposed to get back on the ship, but then again, maybe as soon as I'm on the ship, a cinema will trigger where she tells us what system we're flying to or something. Take a cab to Liara. It's okay. Well, there you go. Game told me what I was supposed to be doing. And it didn't involve coming out of the ship. Or getting back on the ship. So, we get to sit through this again. I don't know. The whole, like, reddish orange on black color scheme of the game. I don't know what it is, but I really don't like that. The whole, I mean, it's just the whole thing of being all super harsh and edgy. And like, bring me back the pseudo Star Trek feel of Mass Effect 1. Mass Effect 2 ended up being my least favorite game in the series. I think it's probably because after playing Mass Effect, my hopes were so high that when then after playing Mass Effect 2 and not liking it as much, by the time I got to Mass Effect 3, I'd set my expectations to be much different. It was like, okay, just chillax, just play the game, don't assume it's going to be the best thing ever. And it wasn't, but it was pretty good. I think I just liked Mass Effect 3 because in Mass Effect 2, I knew that there was not going to be any kind of real resolution. I knew. And in Mass Effect 3, they promised a resolution, so I kind of played through the game. There's an awful lot of Mass Effect 3 spent just kind of going around and checking up and seeing all the little places where your actions to the previous game made a difference, and that was a nice feeling. Even if it does sometimes take the form of, you rescued a frog who was trapped in the castle, and if you do that, you'll get an email in the next game saying, hey, congratulations on this game. So, taxi stand. That's a drink kiosk. Bachelor party. There's just something weird about the whole blue tentacle head chick race. Like, their whole deal is, you know, they're not immortal, but they live for millennia. You know, they
I'm looking for the
put
best
traps up, I
tech
guess.
upgrades you
They live
have.
for millennia, and they're supposed to be super intelligent and like quasi-psychic, and apparently it's normal that they spend their early years as strippers or hookers or worse. And seeing as they like mingle genetics or whatever the hell, they got some crazy reproductive thing. Is there ever any clear indication that they actually have a, you know, place in their body that would connect with the male anatomy of the humanoids? Because the human males are like totally into these chicks, and it's like, we don't actually know that they even got something down there. I mean, what purpose would it serve? I guess they need to be able to birth their young. But everything else, like, you know, I figure their tentacles and their heads part and the babies climb out of their brains or some crazy shit like that. Okay, I'm just being retarded. Random nonsense I'm spouting. I think the taxis are up here. I was pretty sure that there was the initial part of the action of this DLC took place on Ilium. Because shockingly, this DLC...
These things, and I don't know. Maybe it's because you had a Batarian father.
Wow, you're pulling that on me? My father was an excellent caretaker. And you're...
The word you're looking for is pure blood.
The word you're looking for is bitch.
Okay, listen, give Thax a full refund, do you hear me? He knows, I don't know how, it doesn't matter. Credit him a full refund now. And then get your ass someplace safe. Leave me alone. I can't talk to anybody.
So you like a DLC plot point? No, never mind. Whatever. Let's go to Liara's apartment. Find out whether she has a vagina. That's not our main purpose in going there. Might be a little piece of side information that we get. Most Eclipse mercenaries are vanguards and engineers. Watch out for their biotic attack powers. Why would we be facing Eclipse mercenaries, I wonder? Cool, it's like a little blue hand flying over the sky. And we get another chance to switch characters. No, I'm gonna go with Samara now, just on a whim. I like the idea of, because we'll have Liara hanging around with us. Now we'll have like this sorry matriarch who will, you know, put Liara in her place as being only barely 200 years old. And Legion, I don't know. Legion is a fun character to talk to a little bit, but I think we've depleted our conversation options with him anyway. Nobody gets to say much in combat except for Zaid, who says, "Fire the vessel."
Seal off those trace samples and get them back to the lab.
And see
We
what's on
got
this lab.
multiple shots fired. Yeah, techs are going over the place now.
Hey, cool. We do need a Justice
Central,
Car
we
with
got
us.
an open carrier on this end. Switching to a coded relay.
What's going on?
Even in the future, nobody respects those police lines. Evil character?
This area is sealed off. Please step back,
I
sir.
mean, you know,
Sealed up.
hand trailing
Why?
on the railing is
Someone tried to kill
equals
your
evil.
friend, Commander Shepard.
Or maybe not.
Thank you, officer. Your people are dismissed.
Nah, I still think she's evil. She gives us, like, evil looks.
You can't do that.
Oh my god, you just
Already
got
done.
rendered sterile. You crossed that line at crotch level.
Tila Vasir, Special Tactics and Recon.
A Spectre?
I heard your status was reinstated. Good.
Special
You're
tactics
one
and
of our
recon.
most famous
That's such a
operatives.
forced
Might even get you to
acronym.
sign my chest plate.
Ooh,
So, I assume you had business with your friend this evening, Commander.
might get you to.
Liara was following a lead on the Shadow Broker.
I'm
The Shadow
blanking on the
Broker.
term I wanted to use there.
Dangerous enemy to have.
It's gonna like motorboat your chest plate there.
If Liara isn't here, where is she?
If I knew that, I wouldn't be sifting through her crap. There's no blood,
Hey,
no
Spectre,
body.
it stands
looks
for
like Descending
Special
got
Tactics
away.
Recon. It's
The
not like
sniper didn't plan
it's
an
not like we
automated
came up with
barrier.
some
Clever
SHIT.
girl. Paranoid, but clever.
Well, how is it paranoia? Alright, she had some kind of barrier to protect her from snipers. That would normally be paranoid, except that a sniper tried to kill her.
What are the facts so far?
About 25 minutes ago, someone took a shot at T'Soni. Note the bullet holes. She stuck around for almost 4 minutes before leaving the building. Whatever she was doing was important.
Maybe we should have had our lizard assassin guy with us for this.
Did the police find anything when they arrived?
Just the mess and the bullet holes.
What do you know about police work?
I gave them a gold star for finding the bullet holes.
And I gave him a silver star for finding the mess.
Liara was expecting me. She would have left a message here. Her office wasn't safe.
I'm not surprised. Helium is just Omega with expensive shoes. I haven't found anything useful for tracking her down yet. You knew T'Soni better than I do. Where would she have hidden her backups?
Let me take a look around.
Bear in mind, I don't trust you at all. This little Spectre logo on her, hey, take a look at the butt there. She has a little Spectre logo on her shoulder. N7 armor.
It's part of my old armor.
Looks like someone didn't like you much either.
Too bad, maybe I should have kept, Legion with me. He might have had something to say about that. You guys just stand there, huh? You gonna interact with... Knock it off, Shepard. See, I kind of don't want to miss stuff, but by accidentally triggering the correct clue. Did I just get stuck? I think I just got stuck. Yeah. Okay. Just got glitched into a wall. Alright, no, I'm good. Great work with that one, EA. I say as though I go around programming massively popular computer games all the time. But no, that was pretty weak. I had a little Pillman moment there, folks. It's a good thing you didn't have to defeat me to clear the level. I was stuck in the wall. Probably can look at them in any order I want until I talk to...
Don't worry, Commander. We'll find her.
I can see that you're desperately worried.
A doctor from the University of Ceres, Alessia. She's getting good use out of all that education.
You're, kind of snotty. You don't seem to be a fan of Liara, either. Oh, this painting is so bourgeois.
That's not the Asari home. I'm not sure what planet that is.
It's Ilos.
You ignorant whore! How could you not know it's Isla? I thought for a minute it was actually the planet where we found Liara, that like fiery planet, but no, I guess it is Ilos. It's Ilos, you dumb bitch. Oh man, it won't let me jump on the bed. I was preemptively at the possibility. You know, she's got a much nicer apartment than I got. You know, I actually, the place I'm at now actually had a lot. I almost got it. It's like I would have had two floors instead of one floor. Not a whole lot more floor space. I basically just came down to, it's like, why would I want to like walk up and down stairs every day? But it's kind of a neat concept. I have a tiny little apartment, folks, basically because, you know, I don't need a whole lot of space personally, so. Tiny little apartment. Oh, yes. The original Normandy. What a beauty.
The picture changed when you touched it. It must be keyed to your ID. What does it show now?
It's a Prothean dig site. Liara did leave a message.
She wants.
There are a
she's
few
telling that she digs
Prothean-looking objects
Protheans.
around the apartment. Let's see what we can find.
Check Prothean relics. Here we see a giant Prothean turd. Change to a picture of the... okay.
Those things must be worth a fortune.
Fame. And fortune, fame, and fortune. She did have a thing for you after all, didn't she? I'm thinking this lady who like trailed her hand along on the railing and looked at it. I don't really remember the details of this DLC that well. I kind of remember the very end part. Recognizing that. There's a boss battle over the course of this DLC, and boss battles are not really a strength of the Mass Effect series, but I do remember generally when they attempt one, it's a rare and special thing. So I remember the boss battle, but I'm pretty sure what I'm getting at, folks, is that it's like I'm saying, like, I think she might be evil. It's like I should know. I played this before, but it was years ago, and I think she was evil. But yeah, definitely the whole like look on her face and hand trailing behind on the railing as she walks. Like, yeah, she's evil. I think I probably knew that the first time through as well.
Vasir, I've got something here.
It's a bomb. We're all dead. Boom.
Backup disk. Let's try it on her terminal.
Well, I wasn't gonna shove it up my ass.
It looks like she recorded a call.
What have you got for me, Sagat? It was tricky, but you
Tiger
came for the
uppercut.
best. I can narrow it down to a cluster, maybe even a system. How
Hey,
soon
it's
can you
some
have
shit.
it? Shouldn't take long. Come to my office. Area Frontiers in the Dracon Trade Center. Gotta say though to Sony, you're making me a little nervous. How big is the trouble that could come out of this? Relax, Sagat. I'll see you in a few hours.
She's in danger. Oh my god.
This must be important. The Shadow Broker's people already tried to kill her once.
Yeah.
I know where the Dracon Trade Center is. My car's outside.
Let's go.
Oh, the Dracon Trade Center belongs to your car? Yeah, is that why you used the possessive there? I guess it was to indicate a contraction of car and is, but whatever. Grammar's mark.
The Barrier Frontiers offices are located on the 3rd floor.
Your friends aren't very
I don't hear
talkative,
police
Shepard. I've
chatter.
noticed.
We must have missed the party.
Liara's in there!
Luckily, Samara and Zaid were there to catch us when we fell backwards. Oh no, they just don't seem to exist at all. There they are. Hey, somebody got a line. Good job.
They just took out 3 floors to make sure she's dead. I'll grab this sky car and seal off the building from the top.
I'll start down here and work my way up.
Just leave some for me.
I'll go up there and kill Liara because I'm clearly evil. Maybe she's not evil. I thought she was evil. Well, thanks for showing up, guys. She's ducking because I aimed at her for some reason. So I haven't played in a really long time. It might take me a minute to remember how some of this stuff actually works. I'm sorry, we were attacked.
What's happening?
What's that?
Who are you? What's going on?
Spawned.
Someone please help me. Was it a bomb? What happened?
Help me.
Help me. Yeah, I'm sorry we were attacked. It's like a line from the super obscure old martial arts movie that I saw on VHS. And somebody going, help me, reminds me of the first ever Mystery Science Theater stinger. The first line from a Mystery Science Theater movie that struck the producers of the show so funny that they showed it again at the end.
What happened?
What's going on? Whoops. That's a reference, of course, Eddie Guerrero. I'm just referencing like the Dickens today. Yes, like the Dickens. Alright, well, I mean, we now that we're actually ready for action to happen for the first time in this DLC, I guess it's time to end the video. When we come back, action. I'm the Mysterious JG. Thank you very, very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.